Welcome to the Buccaneers Observer. This is Ralph Phillips.
I'm Molly Bay.
What do we got today?
Today is September 8th, Tuesday. We got some Bucs news. They announced their team captains today.
Woohoo!
The offense, Mike Evans and Tom Brady were voted captains. Defense, we've got Lavonte David and Devin White. This happens to be the 7th straight year that Lavonte is going to be captain.
Longest streak we've had in a while. Longest current streak, that's for sure.
Yeah. And on special teams, we've got Bradley Pinion and Kevin Minter.
Interesting.
It's interesting when you compare it to last year. You know, Tom Brady, he's been here an offseason. I mean, it's kind of a given to me that the quarterback gets voted captain, but we didn't see it last year with Jameis.
That's right. That's right.
So it's just kind of an interesting twist, I thought. Not totally unsurprising, but the Broncos have announced their fan attendance plan for the Buccaneers Week 3 matchup at Mile High Stadium. They will allow 5,700 fans, or 7.5% of the stadium's capacity.
7.5? Where in the world did they get that number from?
I don't know. It was from Pewter Report. They figured it out.
That's so arbitrary.
I know. Why even bother? 5,700 fans?
Well, I don't know. Weird. Leonard Fournette has said, for the first time in my life, I really have a quarterback. Taking a big dump on Blake Bortles and Gardner Minshew.
Well, I mean, let's not beat around the bush. What he's saying is not a huge secret.
Well, those two combined had 28 touchdowns, or 24, 26, 20-some touchdowns and like 8 interceptions. Both the exact same as Tom Brady, according to Greg Allman.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But then again, they don't have the 6 Super Bowl rings? So.
Yeah, I mean, it's the GOAT. I just don't even, I mean, stats aside, there's no argument there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Stats can show you anything you want to see.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't take issue with those comments.
Well, you know, saying I really have a quarterback is different than saying I'm playing with a really, one of the best quarterbacks, That's basically
and
him.
it was probably a whole paragraph, and they just picked out that one sentence.
Yeah, true enough. I should have read the context, huh? Do you know?
I don't know, but, you can't blame him. Jacksonville's been a cluster for
just about since he's been there. They had the one good year, his first year, I think it was. Mm-hmm. And then since then, man, they have just tanked.
And they certainly haven't had like an elite quarterback or even above average. So I don't take issues with those comments. I guess if I was a fan of Jacksonville, I might. But,
you got bigger things to worry about if you're a fan of Jacksonville.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Joe Bucs fan wrote an article where I guess he had listened to Sirius XM, the NFL radio, and Jordan Palmer, who is the younger brother of Carson Palmer, was on there. And he was saying that Leftwich was lobbying for the Bucs to sign Josh Rosen.
Mm-hmm. Well, makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, not a huge shock, but we do have a little bit of confirmation. And I don't know how he knows that, but here we are. And of course, he coached Josh at Arizona, and he was saying that they had watched film on Josh Rosen coming out of college, and he was like a young Tom Brady. That's what they said. So, I mean, take that with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
We were talking about the practice squad and how teams this year get to designate 4 keepers per week. And per Greg Allman, we have slapped that label on kicker Greg Palmer. So he is a protected player.
That's weird. A kicker?
On the kicker.
It's a kicker year.
Well, I mean, like if you have a COVID issue with the kicker and then you got to scramble to get a new one.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah. Atlanta Falcons released linebacker De'Aaron Buchanan.
Really?
Yes, in order to activate defensive end Steven Means.
A buck for a buck.
A buck for a buck.
Former Buck.
Yeah, former Bucs, both of them. I like that Deion Buchanan. It's a shame he didn't work out with us.
Yeah, he was serviceable. Garbage in coverage, right?
Well, they all were at the start of the year.
So we have one spot left on our practice squad, and the team is working to fill it. Per Greg Allman, they're working out 3 running backs.
Good Lord. More
I know.
running backs?
Ex-Eagles back, Kenjon Barner, who I think that I want to say he was with Atlanta or Carolina, or I think both, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Somebody fact check that one. Georgia's Brian Harrion and Maryland's Javen Leak. So 2 rookies and a 30-year-old running back.
Man, we are trying to shore up our running back stable.
Yeah, and it makes you wonder, maybe they were expecting to re-sign Dare to the practice squad. You know, he didn't. Or, I mean, Raymond Calais got swiped from the practice squad, so it might be to fill that. They want a few extra in the bag.
The latest COVID numbers via the NFL.
Oh, I had this one too.
From August 30th to September 5th, the league conducted 17,519 COVID-19 tests to players. Only 1 player tested positive.
That is so insane. And they did have 7 staff members test positive, but 1 player.
Wow.
Out of 17,000 tests.
And even still, you know, if the players get it, they don't even get symptoms usually. You know, they're just the last people on the planet that would get sick or possibly die from COVID.
And it's just crazy because you have the NBA who did the total bubble, and some people wanted that for the NFL. Doesn't appear to have been necessary.
No, I don't think COVID's going to have much of an effect on the league this year. I think they've done pretty good keeping everything under control.
Yeah, it's crazy how effective those precautions have been. Mm-hmm. It's really impressive.
One thing I wanted to touch on real quick. Colin Kaepernick is now in the new Madden game. They have him ranked higher than half the quarterbacks in the league, including Kyler Murray, Jared Goff, Cam Newton, and Ryan Tannehill. And when he makes a touchdown, his special move is the fist up.
Yeah.
There was also I think it was a USA Today reporter. I don't know what affiliation she has with the NFL Hall of Fame, if she's a voter or whatever, but she nominated Colin Kaepernick for the NFL Hall of Fame. This is a guy that hasn't played since, 2016?
He had one good year where he went to the Super Bowl.
I tell you.
Then tore the team apart with his shenanigans with his teammate's girlfriend.
Yeah, well.
So.
I don't know what people think about all this mess that's going on, but it does give me pause about the racial dynamics in football and the political stuff, because I could see, like, say Colin Kaepernick did come back. Right now he's considered a social activist, and a lot of people support him politically. Would they even tackle him? And even if he doesn't come back, is there going to be a rift between players who support this activism and people who don't?
Well, you already saw it in New Orleans with
Drew Brees
Malcolm Jenkins and Drew Brees.
Yeah, he was basically forced to retract his statements and all that good stuff. Is that going to happen on the field? Are they going to be, more aggressive with guys who aren't, of their political persuasion? I mean, there's a few guys that I know of that, aren't anti Black Lives Matter, but, they're more pro everybody matters. Tyler Eifert, I believe, is one of them. But I'm thinking, the reason why I'm thinking about this is because, like I said, I drafted Christian McCaffrey in the fantasy football, and I was like, I wonder if they're going to be harder on him because he's a white guy. You know, if guys will tackle him harder and maybe be more aggressive than they would with.
I don't think
the
it's
white guy.
gone that far.
Well, I hope
Quite
not.
yet.
I hope not.
Quite yet.
It
I think
just
it's okay.
the thought crossed my
But
mind.
I
and then
could
all
see
this stuff.
like people that are more outspoken against it. I could see where
I
that
don't
might
know.
happen.
Is there anybody really that's outspoken against it?
No,
Yeah.
not that much.
I don't think you can be.
No.
You're not allowed. But then I saw all this stuff today about Kaepernick being nominated to the Hall of Fame, being put on the EA Sports Madden game as a very good quarterback when he hasn't even played for a number of years. It's just, I don't know. It doesn't sit well with me.
No, I think a lot of fans are like that. Well, I know a lot of people that aren't watching anymore.
Yeah.
You know.
I'd prefer all politics stay out of my
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Not just football, all my entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
If I want to follow politics, I'll watch politics stuff. All right. That's going to wrap it up for us. Till next time.
Go Bucs.